So we're live on YouTube. Just so you know. Oh, it might actually let me.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
I got 5 more minutes before you try. playing the program.
That's there.
Yes.
This is why.
Upset?
Well, we're probably about 1,600 from the looks of it. On this side. Okay.
Yeah, in my bag. You need one right now. I'll go get it. We're gonna make it.
We got this.
You want me to give another one?
Yeah, I got another one. Yeah. We're doubling them because they keep flying off. Yeah. Stick it too much tape in here. I got tape in my pocket.
Walk right by us.
Gotta have patience. Love it. You don't know? You sit in there at the table every night? Oh.
I know. I was thinking it. Is there enough for everybody? Hello, dear Mrs. Meltzer. How are you? Doing well. How's summer Oh, yeah, he's good at it. It says right on
Oh, this is my chair. Your name's on the chair. Your name's on the chair. Did you know that? It's all three.
I'll just trade. Just trade.
So, like, where's your chair? Oh, you're right there.
Good morning, and welcome to George Butts Field at the stadium at Homer High School. I'm going to ask you to please remain standing for a moment or two longer. We're going to begin with the singing of our national anthem, but first, while we're getting ready for that, I'm going to ask members of the class of 2021 who will be joining in service of our country to come forward. Joining the Air Force, Chloe Kukin, Richard Anderson. I'm going to ask you to come forward. You will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance when the national anthem is complete. Brianne Tinker is joining the Army. Ethan Travis joining the Army National Guard. Joining the Marines, Devin Comerford. They deserve your applause. Absolutely. Also joining the Marines, Maurice Darling and Sean McDermott. '21 is the start of many new traditions here at Homer. I'm going to ask you to remain seating, and our guests, graduates, please do not remove your caps, but our graduates in attendance, our guests in attendance, if you would please remove your caps as we celebrate and honor America as Hannah Slade and Ben Bowers join us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing as our future service members will lead us in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, you just heard in some of the best things in Homer. Thank you to our future service members. Thank you, Mr. Bowers. Thank you, Hannah Slade. What a great beginning to this wonderful day. On behalf of the faculty, staff, Board of Education, and administration of the Homer Central School District, I welcome you to Homer Central High School's 2021 commencement. Please be seated.
We'll just hand each other our copies.
Today is the 75th anniversary of the Central School District and the 201st anniversary of the Homer Academy and High School. To my right, Mr. Thomas Turk, Superintendent of Schools. Mrs. Sonia Epker, Board of Education President. Also here with us today, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Luke Marinas, Vice President, Mr. Aaron Bowens, Mr. Keith Fagerheim, Ms. Shanice Riley, Mr. Charles Tamino. Additionally, we thank our board members not with us today, Mrs. Shelley Jacoby, Mr. Michael Kilmer, and Ms. Julie McChesney. Thank you for your ongoing leadership during this past year and always the support for our students. To my, certainly, there, do a round of applause. There's nothing wrong with showing gratitude and love today. To my left, our speaker today, social studies teacher, Chris Young. Yep, absolutely, that's fine. The rain's gonna hold until noon, we're good. Mr. Turk said so. Our valedictorian, Jacob Dentis. Our salutatorian, Jenna Johnston. Our class of 2021 officers, Class President Sienna Haskins, Vice President Emily Gallagher, Secretary Brianna Cash, Treasurer Alina Heyer, and the historian Lena Izzola. There are so many people who got us here today. I'm going to work to say some thank yous now, but it would be impossible for me to have an all-inclusive list. I'd like to thank our senior class advisor, Mrs. Darlene Latin, who is graduating with the class today after 3 decades of service to the district. Thank you to district administrators, assistant superintendent for management, Michael Falls, our director of instruction, Mr. Ted Love, our director of athletics, and the guy who's always working behind the scenes here at the high school, helping us out, Mr. Todd Lisi, our vice principal, Mr. James McGorry, our director of special education, Mr. Chris Bourne, our maintenance staff, who has been ongoing nonstop for every event that seems to be happening day after day here. Thank you to them, led by Mr. Scott Cavalier, and our #1 day building custodian, Mr. John Henderson. They are the people that put the shine on around here every day, and we couldn't be more appreciative of that. I'd like to thank David DeGennaro and Karen McLaughlin, who, while not here playing music, were instrumental in having the music that you're hearing today be available to you. I'd like to thank Kevin Weinheimer, Public Relations Specialist, who is working on photos and live stream and has been an incredible support in keeping us connected to you all in the last year and a half. Finally, the finest clerical staff I've worked with, led by Secretary of the Principal, Tammy Reed. I thank you all for your help in making us look organized and put together today. Truly, if there's a mistake, it's something I did and not them. Well, the last few months have been a challenge, but it's also been a time of opportunities. We have another first to celebrate here together. This is the first all-class commencement on Butts Field here at Homer High School. I can't tell you what an amazing view I have as I stand here and welcome you. Nearly 2,000 people in attendance. We are so proud of our senior class of 2021. They have been tested in so many ways and have grown stronger from it. The determination that you have shown during your high school years have helped you get today, and they will carry you forward into life ahead. Thank you to the families and the friends who have joined us today to celebrate. We certainly have come to appreciate our families and friends closest to us and the support that they give us every day. I am reminded today that in life, as much as we want every day to be sunny, cloudy days and rain will come. And so today's weather is a perfect metaphor as you start and continue forward in your journey of life. It reminds me that every day should be celebrated, and that to be grateful for the comforting breezes that come with the clouds and rain. What a beautiful day. Graduates, we are counting on you to do great things, and we want you to know that you're always welcome home here in Hummer. Please join me in welcoming the senior class president, Sienna Haskins.
Oh, there we go. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming to celebrate our graduating seniors. We are beyond grateful to have a chance at a full graduation this year, with all of our friends and family at our sides. I'd like to start off by discussing a question that every adult in my life has asked me for the past few months. Are you excited to be done with school? I usually just say yes to fit the narrative, but I hesitate. It's not a simple yes or no answer. Yes, I am happy. I don't have to sit in the class that I hated. Yes, it will be nice to get out of the routine of going to school for 7 hours and coming home to do 4+ hours of homework. I won't miss walking through the halls, getting stuck behind all of the kids who have nowhere to be and walk slower than a turtle, or the ones who play music through their speakers. Yes, I am excited to start deciding what I want to do with my life. We went through a lot this year, more than any of us were prepared for. We struggled. Many of us went through a very difficult time, including myself. There were so many things that we missed out on. Myself and the rest of the New Visions medical class, my bobby pin just came loose. Comforting. Myself and the rest of my New Visions medical class were unable to do rotations at the hospital. We all missed out on fall ball and casino night, not to mention cotillion. We didn't get to go to fireman field days, concerts, or football games. My own tennis season was canceled after our very first match. COVID has taken so much from us this year, but I also can't imagine who I would be if it hadn't. I want to take a short moment to thank Ms. Bryant, my New Visions medical teacher, though she is probably not here this morning, because without her pushing us in class, I might have given up. Thank you to Mrs. Tracy for getting me through trig and letting me and my friends eat lunch in her room every day for 2 years. And I want to give the biggest thank you to my mom, because without her support, I don't know if I would have made it through this year. All of these people have had such a huge impact on me throughout my high school career, just as COVID has had a huge impact on me this year. I changed as a person. I lost a lot of friends. I found a lot of new ones and reconnected with others. I got to know myself better, and I learned a lot. While COVID has temporarily destroyed my life in many ways, it has also changed it for the better. But just because the pandemic ruined a few things doesn't mean that I won't miss all of the good things that happened. I'm going to miss having all of my friends in one place at the same time. I'll miss the football games and getting ready for dances with my best friends. I'll miss the music blasting in my car in the morning because I forgot to turn it down the evening before. I'll miss the good teachers, the ones who cared and were also a friend because I owe them a lot. I'll miss piling too many people into our cars, trying to fit everything into one weekend, or a bunch of my friends in the camera frame for one picture. I'll miss the hilarious group chats and text messages with more secrets than Area 51, and waking up late at a friend's house looking like trash. The short weekend trips that I never want to go back from, and birthday parties and study sessions that no one actually studied at. Life is full of moments like that, moments we often forget to appreciate sometimes. Every picture, every laugh and smile is just a moment. Sometimes we forget how beautiful life can be. So I want all of the parents to remember today, this moment, this ceremony. Remember the look on your senior's face when they walk across the stage and when you greet them after the ceremony. Remember the proud feeling that you get when they walk across and when you give them a hug. Fellow seniors, we have a very long journey ahead of us, and things are going to be really difficult. I want you to take a second every so often to take it all in. Take a second to admire, to observe, and enjoy it. We are here to love one another. So take the time to be kind, to dance to the music. Here goes again. And say, I love you. Remember the person that you are right now, because in this moment, you will never be this way again. As some of you know, I am a reader, and I've never been one for endings. The final chapter, the last day of summer, and as much as I have looked forward to this day, it is also the last day that some of us might ever see each other. So I guess I am excited to be done with high school. But as Winnie the Pooh said, how lucky am I to have had something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Jenna Johnston, who will deliver the salutatorian.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. And thank you all so much for coming to the graduation of the class of 2021. To my fellow classmates, we finally did it. Even though this year felt like it would never end. When I was first thinking about this speech, I found myself talking to a teacher who gave me some good advice. So, Mr. Baldwin, if you are listening to this, I couldn't work a duck story into my speech. So here is the next best thing. I have a question for all of you. Did you know that ducks have a very good sense of direction? Bear with me. I promise this will make sense. Yes, ducks have a very good sense of direction, but this is not an inherent skill. They have to learn how to find their way home, which is why a lot of young ducks get lost when migrating. But after some practice and time, ducks are able to orient themselves and find home from wherever they are. I am sure I am not the only person who feels that our high school experience was not what I expected. For one, High School Musical was extremely inaccurate. But in all seriousness, the past 2 years have been difficult, and the pandemic has impacted every person here. But I beg all of you to remember that our class is not defined by the pandemic. We are a group of extremely talented, passionate, and hardworking individuals who are going to take the world by storm. No matter what your next step is, go forward with the same determination it took to graduate high school. This is a huge step for all of us, and I am certain that there is a wide variety of emotions right now. Sadness, excitement, boredom, anxiety. I could go on listing emotions for the rest of my speech. But what I am trying to say is that whatever you are feeling right now, what you will feel after this summer is over, what you will feel 5, 10, 20 years into the future is okay. It is okay to feel unsure of what your next step is. It is okay to feel excitement and have everything all planned out. It is okay for your plans to change and for your mind to be changed. It is okay to feel lost. It is okay to feel like a young duck and be desperately trying to find your way home. What matters is the next step. Do you allow yourself to consider new ideas? Do you accept the changes that are inevitable? Do you allow yourself to make mistakes and be corrected and become better for it? This is the beauty of life, enjoying the unpredictable journey. Life is made up of little moments, not just the significant events like today. As you leave the field today, I wish all of you, my fellow graduates, good luck, and that you lead a life full of happiness and success, however you define these terms. And finally, remember to take some advice from ducks and give yourself time to develop the skills you will need for your life. Thank you.
Each year, the graduating class selects a speaker to offer remarks on their behalf and on the occasion. Today, joining us is high school social studies teacher, Mr. Christopher Young.
Good morning. Morning, class of 2021. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, as I know the type of angst it causes you when you haven't checked your Snapchats in about 2 minutes. So, when I was asked to be commencement speaker a few months back, I was incredibly humbled and honored. And when I started to reflect on who you guys were as a graduating class, it really kind of made a lot of sense. I have connections with a lot of you, even though I haven't taught a lot of you. First, I have my modified football boys from the first season I coached here at Homer High School. When I started 6 years ago, you were wee 7th graders afraid of making tackles and Coach Frio. I think by now you may have overcome your fear of tackling. Now here you are, ready to graduate. It's been fun watching you grow up and develop into young men. Then there are my link crew leaders. I've had the pleasure to watch your personality shine as you've helped incoming freshmen make the transition to high school that much easier and a lot less stressful. I've had a number of my colleagues' children in class as well, who I've watched evolve from angsty preteens visiting mom and dad after school to angsty young adults begging mom and dad to take them to Dunkin' Donuts on their lunch breaks. Some of you have older siblings that I've had in class, and as sheepish underclassmen, you would tag along with them as they said hi to me ninth period. Many of you I've seen outside of class on trips, games, and dances I was DJing, as I refused to play your request for Metallica because you believed the music I was playing was too dancey in nature. And for many of you, I just yelled at you every day in the cafeteria while on lunch duty. All in all, I feel a connection with many of you, and I'm thrilled to be speaking here today. My main message is for you today going forward. I hope that you do things that make your future self proud. What I mean by that is that I hope you invest in yourselves in all aspects of your life. I'm not a huge subscriber of quotes, but one that stuck with me my entire life is by Thomas Jefferson. He says, "I'm a firm believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have it." Whatever it is in your life that you wish to achieve, whether it be personal or professional, requires the work to get it done. The typical notion of luck does play a part, sure. However, even the best stroke of luck is usually coupled with the will to act upon it. Despite what you may have been accustomed to, life does not offer unlimited chances. Therefore, you need to be ready to seize the opportunities when they come about and put in the work to make whatever it is you seek a reality. That does not mean setbacks won't occur. From my own experience, I can say that if you reshape setbacks, they can ultimately be blessings in disguise. 6 years ago, the last district I was working at was making budget cuts, and my position was one of the casualties. It was awful, crushing news, especially at 9 o'clock in the morning in April, knowing I have to finish that day, that school year, while still looking for a job at the same time. But I didn't allow the wallowing to set in. By 10 a.m., I was updating my resume and contacting who I knew to see about openings at other schools. The end result was my arrival here at Homer, which has been one of the greatest stories of my life. The point of the story is that setbacks happen. When they do, put aside the grief, self-pity, and doubt. They can wait. Take action. Doing so puts you on the right track to moving on to bigger and better things in life. As my older sister, who's a kindergarten teacher, likes to tell her kids all the time, is this a big deal or a little deal? A lot of times, if you take the right attitude in life, things that seem like a big deal at the time are actually little deals. In addition to working hard at academic and professional pursuits, you should equally work as hard on developing who you are as a person. One of the best ways to do that is expose yourself to as many ideas and perspectives as possible. Going forward, I urge you to explore and meet people different from yourselves. By explore, I don't mean that you have to go halfway around the world, but visit places that are different from what you are used to and try something new, even if it means getting out of your comfort zone. Home will always be there, so why not go out and see the way other people live life? There's much to be gained by talking to people that have a different perspective on life and the way it should be lived. It's an invaluable skill to be able to empathize with other people and their points of view, even if you don't always agree with them. And I'm willing to bet the more diverse people in your life you meet, the more in common you realize you have with them. Lastly, as much as you should take the pursuits in your life seriously, you don't always need to take yourself so seriously. Don't forget the lighter side of life. A lot of time, life is about being able to roll with the punches and laughing at yourself. Anyone who's known me for an extended period of time, for example, will know there's a good chance if you catch me on any day before 8 a.m., I've already spilled coffee halfway down my campus. The day hasn't even started. But you know what? It's all right. Own it. I roll with it. Don't let it ruin my day. Being able to laugh at yourself will make tough situations easier to deal with and more bearable. On a day of celebration like this, don't forget to thank the people in your life that helped you get here. That goes for every day in your life. Always let the most important people in your life know how you feel about them. Don't just wait for special occasions. To the class of 2021, I thank you for the chance to speak to you today. As a group, you possess many and varied talents and abilities, and I look forward to hearing about your future successes. I wish you all the luck in whatever the future holds for you. Thank you.
Class of 2021 has been a hardworking class, and they've fundraised over their career. They have some gifts that they would like to present to the district. Please join me in welcoming the treasurer of the class of 2021, Alina Heyer, to present class gifts.
Good morning. My name is Alina Heyer, and as you heard, I'm the class of 2021 Student Council Treasurer. As treasurer, it is my responsibility and honor to present the gifts of the graduating class. This year's unprecedented circumstances were certainly difficult, but one positive note that came out of us losing almost every senior event this year was that we have money left over from the rest of the year's expenses. It has become somewhat of a tradition at Homer for the graduating seniors to leave money to the incoming freshmen. The first portion of our money will be left to the class of 2025 to give them something to start off with for their following high school years. We leave this with the hopes that they will be able to have the senior year we were unable to receive. The second portion of our leftover sum will be left to the Homer High School Environmental Club. The Environmental Club has plans to build a pavilion next to their greenhouse in the south lawn, and our contribution will be used to buy picnic tables around the pavilion. Last and certainly not least, as you all know, the graduating seniors lost one of our fellow classmates in the fall of 2019. Samuel Brown, aka Brownykins, as he was known by his 7th grade teammates, was a kind-hearted soul and a wonderful friend. It is my absolute pleasure to announce to you that on behalf of the class of 2021, we are leaving a donation in Sam's name to a newly formed coalition through Portland County Mental Health entitled Speak Up Portland. Speak Up. Speak Up is an acronym standing for Suicide Prevention, Education, Awareness, Knowledge, Understanding, and Perseverance. Their message is clear and simple, and one that I would like to share with you now. It is important to talk. It is important to talk about mental health in general, as it is often not taken as seriously as physical health, but needs to be. It is especially important to talk to each other. Talking to your friends and family can make all the difference. The seniors sitting here today have had to persevere through possibly the most challenging high school years in Homer history. As we move on to the next chapter of our lives and move away from home, some of us even crossing state lines,
There are important lessons that we have learned that we need to take with us. Most important of all, we need to always remember to be better than good enough. Thank you.
Accepting gifts on behalf of the Board of Education will be Vice President Mr. Luke Collins.
Got it. I need my trusty Homer ball cap. I'm having a bad hair day. Wow, Doug was right. This is cool. Look at all these smiling faces. Thank you, Alina. On behalf of the Homer Board of Education, we thank the class of 2021 for their generous gifts. And in the spirit of giving, my gift to you all today is a speech that will last less than 2 minutes. I'm sure both the Marinas family and my fellow board members are very appreciative of that gift. In fact, 2 of those very appreciative people are the inspiration for today's remarks. I'm reminded of a similar cloudy day about 14 years ago when Ben Marinas, who was 4 years old at the time, and Chuck Tomino, who was slightly older than 4, they launched the Homer Little League baseball season by loudly proclaiming, "Play ball!" And now it's time to play ball again. The missed experiences with classmates, teammates, and friends due to the global pandemic are immeasurable, and they should be grieved. But today's ceremony is called Commencement for a reason. It's time to commence with life. It's time to commence with joy. It's time to commence your independence. And it's time to commence a summer in the sun with friends that will last a lifetime. This class, more than any Homer class that I can recall, is ready to launch. The adaptability, the grit, the ingenuity, the stored up energy, and the toughness that was forced upon you will make you great. So toss your beach balls, put on your shades, collect your diplomas, and just freaking play ball. Let's go.
Minute 49. Well done. Please join me in welcoming Jacob Dentis, our senior class valedictorian.
Good morning. At the start of this year, Mr. Fuller asked my physics class to come up with their own definition for genius. My mind instantly went the same direction as most dictionaries. Among Merriam-Webster's many definitions for the word is a person endowed with extraordinary mental superiority. But genius is not about the gifts we are endowed with at birth. It is about how we use those gifts to make change. Genius is not measured by the talents we are born with, but by the extent to which we develop our skills to utilize these talents to their fullest potential. Throughout our time in school, we have learned to maximize our skill sets. From working hard in a classroom, to improving ourselves in sports, to following our own pursuits outside of school, every one of us has found our unique passions and developed our skills accordingly. This year threw all of that on its head. This year has forced us to adapt and to grow, to use our talents in unique ways that we never knew were possible or necessary, and to view the world from a novel and refreshing perspective. Like a plant in a windowsill, we grew sideways to make the best of a tough situation. It is in this adaptability that we find strength, in our resilience, we have found new applications for our skill sets and in turn found new ways to expand the bounds of genius. It is our duty to continue developing our skill sets, pushing our genius to new heights. If your definition for genius is becoming the next Bill Gates, then go for it. If your genius is making other people's lives a little better through your kindness, then it's genius all the same. Whatever your definition of genius is, this group is destined for greatness. I don't think Mr. Fuller expected me to take a whole year to find my definition for genius. But finding my idea of genius was an important part of discovering who I am and what I want to achieve. So go, find your definition for genius. There's no rush. Use what you achieve, what you discover to find your place in the world and always strive to reach higher heights. Once you get there, don't stop. Redefine your genius and keep going. Never settle for what other people tell you is impossible. Everyone here has the potential to reach their genius and make the change they want to see in the world, one goal at a time.
We're almost there. Please join me in welcoming our final speaker before we begin presenting diplomas. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Thomas Kirk.
Welcome, parents, families, friends, faculty and staff, members of the Board of Education, and of course, the Homer Senior High School class of 2021. You actually made it. Graduation day. And as many other people have said so far, what an absolutely beautiful sight. As also has been said, the pandemic dealt you a tough hand. You were often isolated. Learning from home was truly no substitute to being at school with your teachers and classmates. And oh yeah, there was that constant threat that you or someone you love would get really, really sick. You gave up a lot. Games, concerts, dances, just time with friends. You did not get to have a normal high school experience. Life was harder. It was limited. At times, not much fun at all. And I'm sure you've been told probably more than once, maybe even over and over again, how much you've lost. Let's be clear. You should be shown empathy for the difficulties you've experienced. You have my empathy. I understand how you feel. In fact, I've often felt the same way, and I get it. But let's also be clear. I do not feel sorry for you. I do not. In fact, what I feel more than anything is afraid. I'm so terribly afraid that all of this focus on what you've lost in the last 15 months could paint you and your entire generation as broken. I cannot let you leave Homer High School without making sure you know this for sure. So please listen carefully. You are not broken. You are not victims. Do not let anyone tell you that you're diminished because of the difficulties you've experienced. No way. We talk about our nation's greatest generation as those that came of age during the Great Depression and later fought in World War II. It was their perseverance through difficult times that developed their extraordinary character. Their remarkable actions ultimately made the United States a better place to live. We can thank them for much of the freedom and prosperity that Americans enjoy today. You have the opportunity to be the next great generation because of not in spite of the things you've endured. You are incredible, every single one of you. You are the product of the strengths you've identified, the new skills you've learned in the last months. You are the sum of your resilience. You are stronger because you've been tested. You are tougher because you've done tough things. You are wiser than your years because you learned how to overcome huge barriers. You are kinder, more caring, more compassionate because you've suffered. You've seen others suffer, and you have chosen to be there for each other. So I know you've been sitting a long time, so I'd like the class to stand on your feet for me. And after each statement, yell as loud as you can, because we're outdoors and we can do that now. I want you to scream Blue Pride. Ready? You are strong. Blue Pride. You are strong. I said that twice. You are tough. You are resilient. You are kind, caring, and compassionate. You have every reason to be proud of yourselves for what you've accomplished. You can stop saying Blue Pride now. I was never good at directions. That's my own kids. Please be very proud of who you've become. And be sure that I'm very proud of you as well. Congratulations. You may be seated. And now, Mrs. Apter, on behalf of the administrative team and the staff of the Homer Central School District, it is my distinct pleasure to present to you the Homer Central School 2021 graduating class. They have met all requirements set forth by the state of New York to graduate this day, Saturday, June 26th, 2021.
Here we are. We're going to take just a second to get our class officers, valedictorian, salutatorian up the stage. So I'm going to ask them to rise. And please stand in line. I'm going to ask folks, thank you for staying seated. Mr. Weinheimer is going to capture photos of our graduates as they come across the stage, and he will post them later on today. We're also going to leave the stage in place until about a half hour after we finish today, so if you want to come back and take some more pictures, that would be great. The valedictorian of the class of 2021, Jacob Matthew Dentes. The salutatorian of the class of 2021, Jenna C. Johnston. Senior class president, Sienna Marie Haskins. Senior class vice president, Emily Lee Gallagher. Secretary of the class of 2021, Brianna Rose Cash. The treasurer of the class of 2021, Alina J. Heyer. So what happens when you turn Mrs. After, I apologize. And the historian for the class of 2021, Nina Francesca Pizzola. I'm going to give the class officers just a second to come on up, who will be assisting me with the diplomas. Ms. Gallagher, Ms. Cash, and Ms. Pizzola. Oh, that comforting breeze. Gavin Wayne Aldridge. David R. Alger. Aiden Dwayne Albright. Madison G. Amidio. Richard William Anderson. Brooke A. Angel. Jacob F. Atkins. Gavin Carl Bennett.
Yeah, Carl. Yeah, Carl.
Samuel G. Bradshaw. Caitlin E. Britt. Sophie E. Burhans. Naomi P. Burlingame. Marissa Elizabeth Burrows. Brandon Edward Bush. Claudia Maureen Card. Austin Michael Cash. Hunter Nicholas Casterline. Ethan Levi Chamberlain. Kara Elizabeth Bloom. Devin James Comerford. Hope Marie Comfort. Caitlin Olivia Conger. Giovanna Mary Contento. Brittany Ann Corson. Morgan Ray Cotterill. Maurice A. Darling. Ronan Lawrence DeLucia. Jacob Martin Dankenberger. Faith Elizabeth Dirksen. Gabriel Constantine Dirksen. Aaron Robert Evangelista. Once we have the first row back, they'll be seated. Pacey R. Field. Reagan M. Flint. Jared David Fox. Adriana Ruth Gilbert. Gabriel James Gafillion. Logan T. Goodall. Sierra Lynn Griffin. Alita Faith Gross. Mark David Harris. Jack Edward Harquist.
You're my hero.
Jasmine Lee Urchula. Rebecca L. Jones. Samantha Louise Julian. Jacob Lars Karam. Chancellor Anthony Kiner. Haley Rose Knight. Chloe Margaret Rose Dukin. Zoe M. Goose. Carissa M. Lalonde. Richard McCabe Lambrick III. Jessica Lee. Daniel B. Levitsky. Sierra Patry Litton. Ethan C. Lowell. Daniel T. Luke. Ty Colin McPherson. Zachary C. McGee. Caitlin Marie Manning. Alan Robert Markley. Olivia Elizabeth Marco. Dylan Matthew Mason. Jared D. Matthews. Connor T. McCloy. Philip C. McCoy. Sean Patrick McDermott. Juliana Elise McGorry. Lucas Robert Park Miller. Casey Orion Moore. Ben Robert Moranis. Joseph Anthony Morgan. Sarah Anne Marie Mountford. Caleb Matthew Mulvaney. Levi Allen Midlinski. Carter E. Newcomb. Alyssa Dawn Nicholson. Jaden Elizabeth Nye. Caleb Craig Odell. Ryan Troy Abanowski. Luke William Palone. Artemis Potter. He's posting that to Snapchat, Mr. Young. Andrew James Patterson. Colin Joseph Perks. It's okay, he's Homer strong. Taylor Lynn Phillips. Bridget H. Pocaro Court. Quentin M. Raplier. Isabel E. Reed. Jacob Andrew Rice.
Kyle style.
Grace Elizabeth Revenue. Annika H. Roos. Edie Lynn Russo. Sophia L. Sam. Cameron W. Sanford. Owen Nathaniel Sears. Brandon Carl Shattuck. Blake Austin Simmons. Rebecca Lynn Slaughter. Bradley R. Small. Elijah David Smith. Logan A. Smith. Caitlin Marie Sobakul. Michael Stanley. Are you ready? Olivia Elise Stockwell. Jedediah M. Swayze. Mariska Skylar Tanner. Dakota M. There. Brianne Elizabeth Tinker. Matthew James Traverse. Ethan A. Travis. Jamie Nicole Triolo. Brandon Michael Tyrell. Jack Ryan Updike. Andrew William Zod Van Patten. Abigail M. Milne. Lauren Elizabeth Walling. Alyssa Bryn Wheeler. Jared Robert Wilbur. Cooper Gregory Withy. Mason M. Woodworth. Grace Ingrid May Wright. And Natalie Ray Wyatt. Well, here they are. We're going to wait just a moment longer. Get the old floor back. Homer strong, Homer tough, Homer smart, Homer loving. But most important today, you are Homer graduates. For the graduating class of 2021, please rise. At this time, our valedictorian, Jacob Prentice, MC Tran, Jenna Dustin, along with class officers will lead you in the removing of your tassels. Congratulations, graduates. It's official. Would you all please rise? Our senior choir members, with your leading voices from where you stand, as the music begins, will lead us in the playing of the Homer alma mater. If you don't recall the words, they are printed in your program. Mr. Caminiti, please. All right, there's your class panoramic. We didn't do that in September. To our audience and guests, I appreciate your coming forward today. We hope to get 2,000 people into this stadium, and I think we're just too short of it, as my math skills have determined while counting today. I'd ask you to remain seated while the Administration, Board of Education, and our graduates exit the stage and stadium area. Again, please feel free to come up and take photos afterwards, but most importantly, I'd like to ask that you let all of Cortland County hear your love for our Homer class of 2021. Mr. Caminiti, our recessional, please.